every once in a while you're going to come across these certain films that are just perfect. The Dirty Dozen is in one of those cases a perfect film. This is going to be my first movie review, so you have to bear with me if it does seem a little offbeat and if I don't have it just right. You have to forgive me. But just letting you know that I would appreciate you if you can give a thumbs up or a subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. On to the review. The review is on The Dirty Dozen, directed by Robert Aldrich, and he has directed the original Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds, the late Burt Reynolds. It's a very funny. It has some dry humor, and it's just a good movie. They did a remake of The Longest Yard. I think it had Adam Sandler. All I know is I didn't care for it. It was pretty far out there. The movie is just really good. It has a great tone. The movie is about over 2.5. I think it's 2.5 hours. If I had to put a rating on it, because it's not rated because the time frame was made 1967, it would be PG-13. So it does contain the most violence you see is in the end of the film and the very beginning, where a man is getting hung. So if you're cautious about your children watching this, or if you have children or whatever, or for yourself, that's all I have to say with that. There's some language here and there, but it doesn't go into any strong language. I think the strongest language you'll hear is the B word. It has some derogatory forms for racial slurs. So I think there's only 2 or 3 racial slurs in it, which was, I think, more common during that, and wasn't very so strong as today. The nudity, it will be like paintings and posters, so if you see like the pinup arts, that will be it. And that's all I can say about the content of the film. Now, as far as the story-wise, it is fantastic. I absolutely love it. It takes you for the story from the very beginning to the very end, and it does it very well paced, so that way it gives time to tell each character, or at least not as much some characters, the important ones. So you come across the more important characters that you really want to care about, and the ones that doesn't have too much story, doesn't tell too much of, but it still has a sense of care about them. Some of my favorites is the one that is done by Lee Marvin, who's a general, Ernest Borgnine, who I absolutely love everything Ernest Borgnine has done. I still have yet to see Marty, so I can't say anything else further than that. Donald Sutherland, one of his early roles, he plays as this very slow-speaking American that's just, it's not very too bright, but he knows what his mission is. All these men, oh, I forgot one other character. I gotta look at the clue. I can't remember his last name, but I gotta say it right. John Cassavetes. He plays an awesome character. I think probably the best character. I just can never say his name correct, so sometimes I might have to go back. It is just Cassavetes. Has Terry Savalas. Terry Savalas plays a character. His name is Maggot. For some reason I can remember that name, but he's a biblical fanatic person that hates anyone, or actually all women, that has a sexual appeal. I guess it drives the madness in him for wanting one. I don't know. It's a bizarre character, but he's also one of the most violent characters. And disturbing at times when you're watching the movie. Plays it very well. Jim Brown. I want to say Jim Brown. And Charles Bronson. Sorry, I gotta keep looking back. I don't know why. It's part because I'm thinking of every actor right now. George Kennedy. Love him. Has a good diversity in the film. So the characters, these 12 dirty dozen men, are convicted. They're right there for death. They're about to get a death penalty and so forth for whatever crimes they have committed. Some are crazy, some are loony, some are just plain outright dim-witted. And the military says, okay, each one of these men are bound to be set to the death chair or hung. But first, we must we have a mission, and they take General Lee Marvin to take these men and get them ready for combat so they can fight the Nazi camp. It just grabs you and just lets you go along with it. It's pure entertainment. So if you are a military personnel and you're watching this film, you're just going to find a lot of inaccuracies. One of them, I'm not a military person, but I seen was the haircuts. I'm like, that would never happen. It comes close to my hairstyle, almost. There is certain things like when they make the generals like the dumbest army people you could see. It does play a little joke on that, which is also one of my favorite scenes in the movie when the MPs go into the parachuting training camp. That is possibly one of my favorite scenes in the movie. If you watch it, it's like an hour mark. When you watch this scene. It's really, really great. I love it. The set piece at the very end, when they go to the Nazi, this castle-like guard camp, it is pretty impressive just to see the set being built, and the explosions and everything else that happens at the end is quite fantastic. It's also interesting how violent this film is for its time frame. This was made around the same time as 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's interesting. Same site, not the same exact site, but the same studio. So when you watch it, think about how the different movies that were made in the same studio. If you get a chance to listen to the commentary, it's great. I love listening to commentaries of movies. You have many different actors and director and the writer. I wish to God I remember the writer's name. I'm going to read the book. I have to. If you have seen this movie, please let me know. I want to know. Give me a thumbs up if you like the review and if you agree with me how great this movie is. If you don't, and if you do give me a thumbs down, it would be sad, but please let me know why you give me a thumbs down. I just don't want a thumbs down just for a thumbs down. Please let me know. And subscribe, please. As I said earlier in the video, I would greatly appreciate it. This is my first video. I'm not the kind of person that likes to talk to a camera because it feels very one-sided. But I do like to interact, so if you leave a comment, hopefully, if I have time, I will comment back and tell me your thoughts and opinions. When you do watch the movie, though, let me know. And hopefully I will see you around. Until then, cheers. Oh, and by the way, the second movie that's included, The Dirty Dozen, the TV movie, which was made, I think it was like 19 years after the original movie was made, it sucks. It's bad. Not even worth watching. So don't even watch that. Watch all the special features on the Blu-ray, but don't watch that second movie. It's awful.